So imagine you go out and buy this this cutting-edge Formula One car, right?
Okay, I'm picturing it.
You hire a world-class driver,
Hmm.
but then you force that driver to get out and like manually pump the fuel with a hand crank at every single pit stop.
Oh, wow. That's actually a phenomenal way to look at it. I mean, the engine isn't your problem there.
Exactly. The driver isn't your problem either. It's that manual pit stop process.
Yeah.
It's just utterly destroying your lap time.
Yeah, you have these high performance assets being totally bottlenecked by an archaic mechanical process, you know?
Right.
The illusion of speed is there because the car looks fast, but your actual velocity is just completely compromised.
And if we are being honest, that exact scenario is playing out in Australian boardrooms every single day. So, welcome to today's Deep Dive. A special welcome to the C9 followers of our podcast and business page, and to all the Australian business owners and C-level executives joining us today. I'm Lex.
And I'm Vera.
We are bringing you this deep dive in partnership with C9. They're Australia's leading custom software, apps, integration, and database developer company.
Yeah, make sure to visit www.c9.com.au.
And while you're at it, hit that follow button and share this deep dive with your peers who can benefit from what we are unpacking today. Because the landscape we are looking at is, well, it's critical.
It really is.
The year is 2026. Australian businesses are quietly but aggressively replacing high-volume, rules-based work with AI agents. But the gap between those doing it right and those creating massive technical debt is just widening.
It's widening incredibly fast. So to help you navigate this shift, we're going to structure today's discussion around the classic 5 steps of an effective decision.
I love this framework.
It's so useful, right? We'll go through classifying the problem, defining the problem, specifying the answer, deciding what is right, and finally, carrying out the decision.
Okay, let's unpack this. Starting with step 1, classifying the problem. When we dive into the sources, the real operational drag holding Australian businesses back isn't like a lack of executive vision.
No.
It's that teams are just bogged down. I mean, data entry, chasing status updates, compiling reports, quote generation, routine approvals. It's endless.
Right, and classifying this correctly means understanding that every hour spent on that rules-based stuff is an hour stolen from customer relationships.
Yeah.
Or strategy.
Yeah.
Or innovation. And we really need to emphasize this for the executives listening. This isn't just an annoyance. It is a highly measurable cost center.
Wait, how measurable are we talking?
Well, recent analyses show these manual processes are costing Australian SMEs between $50,000 and well over $100,000 annually.
Wow. Over 100 grand just lost.
Annually. And that's just in direct labor, rework, and lost opportunities.
Like a leaky bucket. Yeah.
A leaky bucket.
Yeah, like you can pour as much top-tier talent into your organization as you want. But if they spend half their day manually reconciling data, your competitive edge is just draining out the bottom.
That is spot on. It causes missed growth targets, longer cycle times, and honestly, it pushes your high-performing talent to leave.
Because they're trapped in low-value admin work, right? No one wants to do that all day.
Exactly. So that's the classification. Now we move to step 2, defining the problem.
Right. Setting the boundaries.
Yeah, defining the exact boundaries by looking at the tension between 2 risks. The risk of inaction versus the risk of reckless action.
Let's start with inaction, because I hear a lot of people say, oh, I'll just wait and see how this whole AI thing shakes out.
And that's a dangerous game. If we look at the 2024 to 2025 ABS data, the Australian Bureau of Statistics AI adoption was already accelerating fast.
What were the numbers like?
12% of all businesses, 35% of large businesses, and 22% of medium businesses were adopting AI.
Okay, so it was already mainstream.
Right, but here's the crucial part for you as a listener. Innovation-active small businesses adopted AI at nearly 5 times the rate of others.
Wait, 5 times?
5 times. So delaying just widens the gap. Your competitors aren't waiting.
So that's the risk of inaction. You just get left in the dust. But what about the other side? Reckless action.
Oh, the market is flooded with what we're calling AI cowboys.
AI cowboys, I love that term.
It's accurate. It's these low-cost freelancers doing something called vibe coding.
Okay, hang on. But wait, isn't vibe coding just the new version of rapid prototyping? Like, why is that such a critical danger for an established mid-market company?
What's fascinating here is the difference between prototyping and actual enterprise risk. See, generative AI optimizes for it works, Or rather, it optimizes for it looks like it works.
Right. It gives you a shiny dashboard.
Exactly. You keep prompting it until a functional-looking app appears. But it doesn't optimize for being robust under adversarial conditions.
So it breaks when you actually try to use it.
It breaks under real load, yes. There's no documentation. It often has completely broken access controls.
Oh, yikes. Broken access controls, like anyone can see anything.
Pretty much. And when that freelancer leaves, the business inherits this massive black box. Nobody left in the company actually understands the logic.
So you're left with a massive security and compliance liability just sitting there ticking.
Precisely. So we've defined the problem. Don't sit still. But don't hire an AI cowboy either. Which brings us to step 3, specifying the answer to the problem.
Moving past the hype. Because the conversation in 2026 isn't really, should we try AI anymore, is it?
No, the question you should be asking is, which repetitive work can we safely hand to AI agents?
And the answer to that requires treating these AI agents as rigorous custom software engineering, not just like standalone experimental chatbots.
Exactly. It requires secure integration with your existing systems. The sources talk a lot about sitting this on top of governed data in something like Microsoft Fabric.
Right, because you don't want to create new data silos. I think it's so refreshing that the answer here isn't just go buy the newest, most expensive large language model.
No, not at all.
It's actually about applying over 18 years of traditional software discipline to this totally new technology.
Yes. And a huge part of specifying that answer is knowledge transfer.
Oh, explain that.
Yeah.
Why is knowledge transfer the most vital part?
Because a solution is only valid if the capability remains inside your business. If you hire a contractor and they hold all the keys, you haven't really solved the problem.
You're just renting the solution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The capability has to stay with you. And keep in mind, the ultimate goal isn't replacing your people.
Right. It's about removing the friction. So your teams actually gain time for like human judgment and building customer relationships.
Spot on. So that's the answer specified. Step 4 is deciding what is right. How do we actually choose the path forward?
And according to everything we're reading, this centers entirely on the discovery phase.
Yeah.
It's mandatory.
It is the most expensive mistake a business can make, skipping discovery.
Because it leads to scope creep, right?
Scope creep, missed security requirements, and totally fictional timelines.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Because skipping the discovery phase, it's like trying to build a corporate headquarters without a blueprint. Just because you found a guy selling really cheap bricks out of the back of his truck.
That is the perfect analogy.
Like, yeah, you have bricks, but you have no foundation.
And it will collapse. That's why the discovery process outlined here has 5 specific steps to act as the ultimate risk mitigation tool.
Walk us through those 5 steps.
Step 1 is listening. They listen to pinpoint your exact friction.
Makes sense. Start with the actual pain point.
Step 2 is mapping. Mapping your current decision points, where your data actually lives, and what compliance rules you fall under.
Which I imagine is a mess for a lot of companies.
Oh, and usually it's completely undocumented. Step 3 is identifying a realistic scope and the dependencies. What can we actually build first?
Right, keeping it grounded.
Step 4 is outlining decision gates and that knowledge transfer plan we talked about. How do we hand this back to your team?
And step 5.
Step 5 is providing a clear view of effort, sequence, and risk. And I want to be clear, this is not a high-pressure sales club.
Right, it's a mutual understanding.
Exactly. It forces both sides to operate with a shared reality. It turns a risky experiment into a reliable operational advantage.
I love that. Okay, so we've done the discovery, we've made the decision. Let's move to the final step of our framework, carrying out the decision.
The execution phase.
Yeah, the operational mechanics of actually putting this AI strategy into action.
And this is where C9 really stands apart. They have an 18-plus year track record, and they use this blended, hybrid offshore and inshore team model.
So what does this all mean for the executive looking at their budget right now? How does a hybrid team actually work?
Well, it directly solves that vibe coding problem we talked about earlier.
Oh, right, because you have real oversight.
Yes. You have onshore specialists here in Australia leading the strategy, the architecture, and client communication.
So the complex, high-stakes stuff is local.
Exactly. But then they use offshore capacity to provide scale and cost efficiency for the actual development.
That's incredibly smart.
Yeah.
You get the quality control locally, but you don't blow the budget.
Right. And they use a specific staff augmentation structure. They require a 3 to 6 month minimum lock-in.
Really? a minimum lock-in. Why wouldn't you just want ultra-short gigs? Just, hire someone for a week to fix a problem.
Because of context, a longer lock-in is infinitely better because it builds genuine context. Ultra-short gigs just create constant onboarding friction.
Oh, I see. Every time someone new comes in, you have to spend a week just explaining how your CRM works.
Exactly. And we also need to debunk the physical presence myth here.
The idea that someone has to be sitting at a desk in your office from 9 to 5.
Yes. No one sits in your office 9 to 5 anymore for this kind of delivery. It relies on remote specialists with strict Australian coordination and really clear communication rhythms.
So by using integrated teams, like architecture, development, and testing all working together, you guarantee the governance.
You guarantee the governance, the security, and the knowledge transfer. It's not just some lone cowboy typing prompts into a browser.
It's proper engineering.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so let's briefly recap this journey we just went on.
That's a lot to take in.
It is, but it's so powerful. So first, we classified the problem repetitive work is draining your budget and talent. Then we defined the problem, the danger of inaction versus the liability of reckless vibe coding.
Right.
Third, we specified the answer practical AI built as secure custom software integrated into systems like Microsoft Fabric. Fourth, we decided what was right by mandating a rigorous 5-step discovery call.
Absolutely essential.
And finally, we carried out the decision executing with a blended hybrid team to ensure you get scale, security, and true context. By following these 5 steps properly, businesses can actually turn operational friction into a measurable competitive advantage.
They really can. And I want to leave you, the listener, with a final thought-provoking question to mull over.
Let's hear it.
If you successfully implement these AI agents, right, and you completely remove all the routine friction and data chasing from your organization,
Yeah.
what massive, previously unsolvable problem will your top talent finally have the time and mental energy to tackle?
Oh, that's brilliant. Just unleashing all that trapped potential.
Exactly.
But to start unlocking that potential, you need to book your discovery call today to map out your realistic timeline and your knowledge transfer path.
Definitely.
So head over to www.c9.com.au. Explore their AI solutions and how they integrate with platforms like Microsoft Fabric.
And don't forget to hit the follow button.
Yes, hit follow and share this deep dive with fellow Australian business owners and executives who could really use this framework. Thanks for joining us, everyone.